You ever watch something grow that nobody ever touched? No light, no hands, no guidance, no adjustment, no gardener bending down to whisper to it. And yet somehow it still rises. And here's the wild part. It rises without hesitation. It rises without confusion. It rises without doubting itself even once. Meanwhile, you, with all your effort, all your grind, all your discipline, all your prayers, all your self-talk, you can barely get one area of your life to budge. Like you move, you push, you pull, yet the needle barely twitches. And that's the first uncomfortable truth of this entire conversation. Growth is not a physical activity. Growth is a vibrational phenomenon. You see, if a seed can rise without light or touch, then maybe the thing you are missing isn't effort. It is frequency. Maybe your life is not stuck because of what you are doing. Maybe it's stuck because of what you are radiating. But hold that truth in, my G. Let it settle, let it hum. Because that hum, that's where this entire story begins. So let's walk into the lab together, because there's this study I read that hit me like a revelation. Now, researchers, a lot smarter than me, took basil and chili seeds and they blocked every classical communication channel. I'm talking no light, no chemical signals, no physical touch, nothing. Now, according to the old school Newtonian biology, that should have murdered the experiment, because growth requires inputs. Growth requires conditions. Growth requires contact. But that's not what happened. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking about it. Because see, the seeds still responded, still germinated, still communicated. So what does that tell you? Because I know what it tells me. And it tells me that life doesn't grow because something touches it. Life grows because something recognizes it. So in that way, growth happens through resonance. That's why people in two separate rooms with the doors locked, not speaking, not touching, can still affect each other. That's why you can think about somebody and suddenly they text you. That's why you can sense danger without seeing anything. That's why your spirit pulls back when somebody's frequency is dirty. You see, your body is not your communicator. Your consciousness is. So let me say this plainly. Most people have been touched by hands, but never seen by spirit. And that right there is why they never grow. Like, you ever feel stuck in your life for no logical reason? Like you're doing everything right, the habits, the prayer, the reading, the grind, and still nothing shifts. So now you stuck. You think it's weakness. You think it's inconsistency. You think it's fear. Nah, it is interference. You're not vibrating wrong. You're vibrating next to the wrong damn signals. You see, your wave is trying to rise, but everything around you is out of sync. So now you're not in a slump. You're in energetic traffic. So this ain't emotional. This ain't motivational. This is physics, man. So let's open the physics textbook together. And let me make this real clear for you. Everything vibrates. Cells, organs, moods, thoughts, your intentions, prayers. Your existence is literally a wave form. And when the two waves meet, there are only two outcomes. The first outcome is constructive interference. Waves align. Peaks meet peaks. Valleys meet valleys. Amplitude doubles. Energy multiplies. And this right there is synergy. This is clarity. This is spiritual GPS turning green. This is the person you are around who makes you feel infinite, seen, amplified, more yourself than you knew you could be. And that is God working through coherence. The second outcome of the collision is destructive interference. Now, when this occurs, waves collide out of sync. The peaks meet the valves. Amplitude collapses. Energy cancels. Everything flatlines. You all know what this looks like? This is the coworker that drains you, the partner that silences you, the job that kills your imagination, the friend that makes your spirit go numb. And it's not because they are bad, but because they are the wrong frequency. You see, you cannot evolve next to someone canceling your wave. You're not failing. You're being neutralized. And that is precisely why Do You starts with disrupt, because you cannot rise inside someone else's resonance collapse. Think of it like this. I hate to say it, but most people are rocks skimming across the surface of the water. You know, when you make the rock hop, they bounce, they make noise, they create ripples. Looks real pretty, but they never enter depth. So now in that way, they live shallow, love shallow, think shallow, grow shallow. But a conscious person, a person tuned to the divine, a BYB, BGB soul, they don't skim, they drop, and they enter the water with such force that the entire surface reorganizes. They disappear to rise. They sink to signal. They descend to become undeniable. You see, your life is not supposed to skim. It's supposed to break the surface. Now let's switch gears and talk about the earth, which I happen to love immensely. Because what's happening right now, in my view, is not political, not cultural, not generational, but vibrational. Look around you, man. Light is blocked. Touch is blocked. Authentic communication is blocked. Screens replaced presence. Filters replaced reality. Algorithms replaced intuition. We're living inside global destructive interference. A collective flatline. Billions of waves colliding out of sync. But here's the twist. And this is where the spirit comes roaring in. Whenever matter loses its structure, spirit breaks through. If you zoom in on an atom long enough, poof, like Kaiser Soze, it disappears. Zoom in on ego long enough, it dissolves. Zoom in on I long enough, and it becomes God. So what's left? Field, signal, source, the architect. This is the real BYB, BGB. Bring you back so you can bring God back. Not through churches, not through institutions, not through performance. I'm talking coherence, because God doesn't enter through matter. God enters through pattern. Now, when you align, you become a doorway. You open up the image of God and Creator in you. Like, you ever feel pressure, like something in you is swelling, but you can't name it? I know it hurts, but that's not anxiety. That's the spirit trying to germinate. You're not falling apart. You are tuning. You see, awakening, as glorious as it is, doesn't feel beautiful. On the contrary, it feels violent. It feels unfamiliar. It feels like identity changing surgery. Because awakening isn't poetic, it is procedural. It drags you through your own debris until your frequency finally recognizes itself. Now let's pull this in close now. Bring down the hypeness. Make this make sense for us. Because none of this means a thing if you can't use it tomorrow, if you can't use it tonight, if you can't use it in your next conversation, your next boundary, your next breath. Because philosophy without practice is just fear in a different font. So let's operationalize it. Let's turn spirit into strategy. Let's turn residence into responsibility. You know what time it is, baby. It's time to do you. So let's do you, and let's do it together. 5 moves, 1 consciousness. Faith meets functionality. We start with disrupt. Break the flattening fields. If a space cancels your amplitude, the space is wrong, not your energy. Disrupt those fields, man. Then you want to own it. Claim your frequency. Stop apologizing for volume. Stop shrinking to survive. A muted soul is spiritual malpractice. Own your frequency. Then you want to yield. Align with source. Yielding is not surrender, it is coherence. This is where God echoes through you. Yield and align with source. Then you want to observe. Detect interference. Who amplifies you? Who deletes you? What thoughts spike your static? Observation is calibration. Observe the interference. Then you want to unleash. Become constructive interference. You don't inspire by performance, inspire by resonance. Your truth is the tuning fork. Unleash your truth. Those are your 5 moves. That's 1 consciousness. My beautiful community of influencers, in our final moments together, let me be a reminder. You are not here to skim your existence. You are here to hit the water with such force that the world feels your ripple in its bones. So tune your signal, break the interference, drop into your death, rise with your name. Bring you back, bring God back, because you own it or be owned by it. You either run the system or the system runs you. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.